this is how most people who have never started a business before think that startups work, okay? They think there is a 3-step process, and it sounds so logical and so simple. First thing you do is you write your business plan, right? Then you go pitch it to an investor and you raise your funding, right? And then you execute the plan that you said you were going to execute, right? And either you will succeed or you won't, and that's it, right? So 3 steps, right? This is how most students think. This is how most MBAs think. This is how most MBAs are taught, in fact. Give me a great plan, sell that to an investor, and then execute the plan, right? And then we'll look and see how good you are at executing the plan, right? This is a very simple, very clear, very straightforward approach to doing any startup, right? And it is actually completely wrong, okay? This is a complete myth that this is how you work, okay? So if you come into business thinking this is the route, you're very, very likely to fail, right? In fact, not only are you very, very likely to fail, but you're very, very likely not even to raise the funds in the first place, okay? And the reason is because the order of this is totally wrong, okay? You won't raise funds until you've got a sense of the market that you're in. You won't be able to have a sense of the market that you're in until you're actually already in that market trying things out, right? So actually, we have to reverse this and put it back to front. You start by executing the plan, then you get the validation from what you've done, and you put that into a proposal, and you raise funds in order to validate what comes next. And finally, you have a plan that you're ready to execute on, okay? So actually, the real way that startups work, okay, is you build a prototype, which is just a very simple concept of what you are trying to do. And you try it out with early customers. You say, does this work? Do you like this product? Do you value this service? Do you find this helpful, right? And what happens is that you will get an incredible amount of feedback from those customers very quickly, very early on. And the feedback will totally surprise you, okay? It will totally surprise you. You think they want this, but actually they want that, right? You think they want, this big service, but actually all they want is this very small service, right? And so on. You think that they'll pay $10, but actually they'll pay 100, right? And so on. So you don't know any of that until you've actually tried it, right? And therefore you cannot write a business plan until you've actually already been out there trying something, right? And you cannot raise funding until the business plan is written. So funding comes even after this process, right? Okay. So if you're waiting for funding before you get going, you're actually waiting for Godot. You're waiting for something that you're going to be waiting for a very long time, okay? Because people do not back just ideas that have no validation, right? So you've got to start early, try something very modest with a few customers, potential customers, right? Get your feedback, then you write your plan, and then you go and raise the funding, okay? And that funding then enables you to go and build the next iteration of your journey. And then you do this again, and then you do it again, and you do it again, and that's how you grow, okay? So my first major point is throw away any preconception you might have, however logical it sounds, about build your plan, raise the money, execute the plan, all right? I tell you right now, you do not know what the plan is until you've met your customer and tried out 100 products and versions of it, right? And then what you've got after that will look nothing like what you first thought it was going to look like, okay? And that's fine, and that's normal, okay? So you cannot actually write a plan until you've actually tried it. And then you go back and then you do it properly, okay? So that's the first takeaway that I want to share with you. Actually, that's probably the most important takeaway from this workshop, okay? So this is building a startup is much more like running a science experiment. You're running a series of experiments trying to work out what works and what doesn't work, right? And what I want to do is I want to give you the methodology to run those experiments to maximize your chance of success, okay? So that's what we're going to try and do with this methodology, which we call lean innovation.
Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more on Social Innovation Circle.